Welcome back to talk about the lab. I have with me in the studio the Affordable Housing Coordinator for the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville, and that happens to be Carolyn Rigutto. Have I got it?
Rigutto.
Oh,
close.
I was trying so hard to.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Carolyn. Okay, welcome to the program. And if you can explain to our viewers, what is a Leeds and Grenville Affordable Housing Development Lab? What is it?
Sure. So it's a Made in Leeds and Grenville program, and it's a new pilot program that's just come out. And the goal is to build more affordable housing units in Leeds and Grenville. So this is done by providing organizations that have land with a feasibility assessment and a step-by-step development plan in order to figure out what can you build, what would it cost, and what will it take to get there.
Okay, so are we talking, what kind of confused me was there was a mention of nonprofit organizations, and to me I was thinking more along the lines of contractors and things, builders and whatnot. So going back to nonprofit organizations, would that be something like if a church had some property and they decided they wanted to build on it, would they qualify?
Yes, so it's open to nonprofit organizations. It's also open to small businesses. So let's say an employer is trying to attract and retain employees. They could build potentially some affordable workforce housing for their employees. So it could be churches, it could be a service organization, or it could be just a business that has land and they want to help be a part of the solution.
So the key is to have the land. If you have the land, then you may qualify and you would be able to build affordable housing units. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, so the key piece is the land, because that's what the lab will be focusing on. So what they'll do is take a look at where's the land located, what's around it, what are the planning requirements associated with that for affordable development, and sort of what could fit on that land. So what could you build? So, based on the size, what it's near, what you're hoping to do, whether you're looking to build apartments or townhomes, that sort of thing. So that's the key piece in the assessment, because they'll help you answer the question as to, okay, I have this piece of land, what can I do with it? This is what I hope to do, but what will fit on it, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So the criteria for building, can it be a house? One single dwelling?
Yes, so we're looking for larger size projects, so a minimum of 5, and the requirements that we put in the lab are closely aligned with what is offered through the major funding sources. So CMHC, so Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities also provides a sustainable affordable housing fund for nonprofit organizations. So we looked at what requirements they have for those funding and tied it to this program. So that way they're more likely to succeed going into it, knowing that, a minimum of 5 units, looking at 30% of units being affordable, aiming towards being green energy and adding in some accessible units as well.
Okay, all right, good. So there was a consulting firm that came in, Tim Welch, and so he made recommendations to the United Counties how to process this and how to get it out into the hands of the community? So
the consulting firm we hired is going to be providing the expertise for the lab. So the housing staff will be assessing the applications as they come in consultation with the contractor that we hired, so the firm Tim Welch Consulting. And then they'll actually be the ones that are providing the services of doing the financial feasibility assessment. They'll go and visit the property, take a look at it. They'll meet the approved applicants and talk to them about their project. So what it is that you want them to do, and then working with them, then they'll help come up with the plan in terms of the development plan, and then the feasibility assessment.
And then the application goes in as to whether or not they'll qualify?
So it is a limited budget because it is a pilot project. So
Yes.
depending on the number of applications we receive, only a certain number will be able to go forward. And then, so not all applications will be approved for the lab services, but the ones that do go forward then would receive the feasibility assessment and the development plan and that
So
sort
what's
of
the
thing.
timeline then? When is this open now?
Yeah, so applications are open now
Okay.
and close on September the 12th. And I would recommend anyone who hears about the lab and they're thinking about applying to give me a call, talk to me about your application. I can support you through the process. And then, you know, if you are finding the timeline tight, just talk to me. And as long as we know it's coming, hopefully
Yes.
we can work with it
Yes.
in terms of the timeline. But we wanted to set a deadline so we could start getting cracking on getting some of these affordable projects going forward.
So what is your vision? Is this something that you're hoping will be started before the end of the year, or are you thinking about 2025?
So projects that are applying for the lab, we are looking at that where they want to start development within 24 months of receiving their development plan. So that
Okay.
way it doesn't sit on a shelf somewhere and then they
Yes.
continue to think about it. So we want to keep moving forward. And so that's our goal, is to really get things starting to get built in an affordable range in Leeds and Grenville.
Okay, so someone is listening. They have the land. They want to go ahead and apply and talk to you. How do they reach you?
Okay, so if they visit leedsgrenville.com, our application link is right from the front page. There's information there that lists all of our program criteria, and there's a printable application form that can be looked at ahead of time while you look at it and work on your application, and then it's submitted online. There's a link on the website as well. And then my information is also at the bottom of the page, so they can give me a call and talk to me about it, and then I can help support applicants through the process.
That's good, because sometimes they can stumble when they're filling out forms, not quite understand what is required. So that's great that you are going to be available. So the ownership of the multi-unit building, who has ownership of that once everything is finished?
Well, it would be the applicant for the lab. So there could be partnerships. So
Okay.
it could be somebody owns the land and then they want to partner with a nonprofit to run it or something like that. So I would imagine everyone who's involved in the project should be a part of the application process.
Alrighty. Thank you ever so much, Carolyn, for coming in, sitting down with me, and talking to us about the plan.